Some books are beautiful, some books are heartbreaking, and then there are books that somehow manage to be both. A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini is a book about two women set against the backdrop of Kabul, Afghanistan. And the story is based from the 1960s to 2000s. Khaled uses a lot of characters and the interconnected relationships between them. And it is so beautifully woven that you will get the pain, the joy, the desperation in almost every relationship, and you will feel it in every word. So the story starts with Mariam, who is the daughter of a female servant in a wealthy household. Her father Jalil is actually the owner of the house, so technically she is an illegitimate child, and she is never treated well in her childhood. She always longs for the love of her father, which she never really gets. And eventually, she is married off to a man who is nearly 30 years her senior when she is just 15 years old. The man's name is Rashid. This opens up another very dark chapter in her life. She becomes pregnant by him several times but suffers miscarriages on every turn. Rashid becomes more and more ruthless towards her with time, and it seems that this is how her life will be. Then we come to the second protagonist of the story, who is Leila. Leila has been brought up in her household where education for women is encouraged by her father. He is of a very strong opinion that women should be given as much opportunity to educate themselves and make something of their lives. She has a very close relationship with Tariq, who is her childhood friend. But because of the war and violence in Kabul, Leila's family is completely destroyed, and Tariq is forced to leave, and Leila is left alone. Rashid helps save her, but also takes advantage of her because she's alone and doesn't have anyone after her family has died. He eventually marries her. Leila has a daughter, Aziza, and later a son, Zalmai. Mariam initially is actually quite jealous of Leila because she thinks that this younger girl has got all the attention of her husband. But while the relationship starts off rocky between the two women, eventually they find a shared grief in their life with Rashid, and that turns into a friendship. Eventually, it becomes something much deeper, a mother daughter relationship between them. A lot of twists and turns take place later on in the book, and the way that relationship evolves is really at the core of the story. There are a lot of sacrifices, so I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away here, but the amount of sacrifice that Mariam and Leila make for each other is heartbreaking. It's painful to read, and Khalid writes in a way where you don't just understand what these characters are going through, you feel it. You feel their pain, you feel their desperation, and when something good finally happens to them, you feel that joy as well. There will, I feel, be a lot of tears while you read this book. It is a beautiful, beautiful story, and if you have read The Kite Runner and loved it, I would say you absolutely have to pick this one up. For me, A Thousand Splendid Suns is one of Khalid Hosseini's best works, and honestly, one of those books that stay with you long after you've read it.